tried to get early decisions on infringement in Germany. We tried to delay the UK action because the UK courts are seen as being patent hostile, and we didn't want to have our patents invalidated first in the UK. And there was an awful lot of time and effort went into trying to get the right court making the right decision at the right time. Fantastic fun if you've got the time, money and resources to deal with it, but hardly a realistic proposition when what both companies are really in is the manufacture of products. Qualcomm makes chips, Nokia makes handsets. The litigation affected both companies at every level, right up to the directors. And so the system that we have in Europe at the moment failed us in that it required us to put so much effort into strategies and tactics when we could have been spending our time on better things. But the dispute has now resolved itself, and Qualcomm and Nokia have a good relationship. So now, in answer to your question, Simon, let's have a look at what makes a good patent. Well, the original statute on patents was in Venice. It's strange the way Venice keeps coming up. Here's the entire Venice Patents Act of 1474. Its beauty is in its brevity. And the key point that it makes is this. It says, and I'm reading the English translation, each person who will make in this city any new and ingenious contrivance, as soon as it is reduced to perfection so that it can be used and exercised, shall give notice. And then it will be forbidden for any other to make any contrivance in the form and resemblance thereof without the consent of the owner for 10 years. Now, this statement beautifully captures what patents are all about. There is a two-way exchange. You tell us what your invention is and how to make and use it, and in exchange we being the state, or in this case the European community, in exchange for you showing us how to make the invention, we will give you a limited term exclusivity so that it is yours to do with as you please. Now, over the years, the law has become more sophisticated, and in contrast, there's the European Patent Convention, a little bit more heavy reading than the original Venice law. But it's a great system. It, I think, is fair to say that it has exceeded all expectations. And we should bear that in mind in anything that we do. The European Patent Convention is a model now which is used for the granting of patents in a large number of countries around the world. It is hugely successful. The German approach to enforcement, again, is used in a large part of the world. In Asia, the Chinese system, the Japanese system, modelled on Germany. And the British system also forms a model for a lot of old British Empire, now Commonwealth countries. So we need to remember that. Patent is something which lawyers play with, but it is really an economic tool, and it provides a return on investment. Primarily, it gives exclusivity, and if you're a small startup, that kind of thing, it gives you a competitive edge, and it gives you the space to develop your product and bring it to market. One success story that springs to mind is Dyson and their dual cyclone vacuum cleaners. The patent system helped them immensely. Another one which is personal to me is the British Airways lie flat seat for business and first class travel. I was involved in writing the patents, and I know that that gave British Airways a lead of several years over other airlines as they scrambled to find other ways of making lie flat seats which didn't infringe the patents. So exclusivity gives you the edge. It also provides financial backing. Venture capitalists look at patents to see how good a company is or how inventive. Moving up the scale, it allows sharing in a competitive environment. Companies who are arch rivals, Qualcomm and Nokia, for example, come together, share their technology, and the reason they can do that is patents give them the confidence to do it. It also enables organisations like Etsy to be created. If it weren't for patents, the original companies who created Etsy would never have got together, and they would never have shared their technology because there would be no protection against it being stolen. And so patents are very powerful. They're economic tools which we should encourage their use. We should encourage their use in sharing, in transferring technology, in providing small support for small startup companies. And I'm going to finish with just a brief comment on how to improve the system. We've heard about the various initiatives on a community-wide patent system. Yes, definitely. One central system which governs the whole of Europe is far more desirable than having to go to individual courts in individual countries and facing the lottery of not knowing how the decision is going to come out. But we can improve quality, and if we do that, the way to improve quality is at the source. The quality of a patent goes back to what was in the Venice law. A description for others, protection for the invention, there's the exchange, and putting it into modern terms, it has to be patentable. And how do you know if it's patentable? By knowing what the state of the art is when the invention was made. And how do you know what the state of the art is? Well, you know that because of the searches that the patent offices do. The pivot to creating a quality patent system is making sure that patent offices have the time that they need, the examiners have the time that they need to conduct searches, and that they have the resources to cover wide and deep searches, expanding the ability to search in real time for new technology that comes out. Once we have the patents coming in, once they're being searched with good quality, the rest of the system will take care of itself. And that's my message for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing the first patent to the table. That was a nice one, and also saying that we have, as a European system, already almost a standard for other countries around, that people look at our system. And then maybe we can start on the standards part, and then I would like to turn to Mr. Janssen and talk about what are the benefits of standardization to IPR and IPR enforcement.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Yeah, indeed, I would like to talk a little bit about the special situation with regards to standards and IPR. And just as a little bit of background, I work with the European Telecommunication Standards Institute. We actually call it ETSI, and not ETIS, ETSI. It is the leading ICT standards body. We have more than 700 members from around 65 different countries. And we're one of the 3 European standard organizations that are entitled to produce harmonized European norms. The other 2 standardization organizations are CEN and CENELEC. And sort of the success of our standards in the past is basically shown by the fact that everybody of us is basically using or make use on an everyday basis our standards or the standards created in ETSI because